Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Beth, and today we are getting ready to do a plan with me for September 2024 in my Sterling Ink Common Planner and reveal my theme for the month. Overall theme for 2024 is the 10,000 Doors of January, which is a book by Alex E. Harrow. Every month, we have a different door that is a portal to a whole new world, and this month, we have the Amethyst door. This is Mount Fuji. I took my inspiration from Japan and these wonderful hanging wisteria gardens they have in Japan. And yes, they bloom in the spring, but I wanted purple for September. So in our world, that wisteria blooms all year long. And let's take a moment to look at the nails because these may be my most favorite nails I've ever purchased from Kiss Nails. Again, y'all, I am a Kiss Nails affiliate, so when you see all these colorful nails here on the screen, that is where they come from. I have tried all the nails. Kiss is the best, and these are the Fantasy Magnetic Velvety Effect nails. And I went to dinner tonight with a friend. My birthday shenanigans continue even now, a week or so later. And she was like, oh my God, look at your nails. They are amazing. And they're perfect for the Amethyst door. We're going to stick this in. We're just going to use some regular old Scotch tape and this journaling card to stick this in. And then we will take a peek at the rest of the kit that comes with this. So I create 3 doors on the PDF that you can download from the shop at my Patreon. You do not have to be a patron or a member to shop there, and the link is down in the description box below. But I create one that is a Monday start calendar because I'm a Monday start calendar girly. So this one starts on Monday. I create one that starts on Sunday for those of you who like a Sunday start for your cover page. And then I also create a cover page that has no calendar whatsoever. So if you don't want to use this in September, but you want to download it, you can do that. Now, I also print mine on vellum, as you can see, but you can print it on anything you want to. You can print it on sticker paper and put it in as a cover page. It is designed for an A5. You could size it up or down if you needed to do that, if you have the right tools. But for now, this is predominantly an A5 kit. All right, let's stick one more piece in the middle back here. There we go. And our cover page for the Amethyst door is in. And guys, it might be my favorite. I don't know, I still love February because it's close to home for me with Kenya and the inspiration I took there, but I love this door. Little known fact, there was a time when my favorite color was purple. I was 10. My whole room was purple. My rug was purple, my bedspread was purple, my curtains, all the things were purple. Anyway, let's look at the rest of the kit. So here are the pictures and icons. The good thing about Amethyst as a gem is that it has true purple. It has some that leans a little blue, like this peacock here. It has some that leans a little pink, like this dragon here. So I tried to put a spectrum of purples in here to kind of match the different spectrums that Amethyst itself actually has. And to use some pinks as my background colors in these images. So these are the pictures. I have some icons as usual. I tend to change this up a little bit. I also have 4 quotes that are from the book 10,000 Doors of January. Here are the September monthly icons, date stickers, and weekly stickers. And then always a page of florals to go with it. And of course here is the purple hanging wisteria that has inspired this entire door of the Amethyst door. Could have called it the wisteria door, but Amethyst just rings purple. It's like one of those things. You say Amethyst, people know that means purple. All right, so here is my accent color for the month. This is a Tombow 620. It is a very, very light purple. And I am just going to put a trace over month here, probably twice because it's so light. And I'll erase my pencil lines out from underneath that later. Most of them will come out. They won't all come out. And I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. It's all fine and dandy. So we are going to pull that out. And I'm setting things up pretty much the same way that I did for August. I talked about in August how I was only doing 5 goal-related things for the month as opposed to 2 or 3 things per life domain. And my life domains are attached to the elements, but essentially their home and hearth is one, career and creativity is another, relationships, health and wellness, and then basically spirit. It's soul and senses, but it's spirit, spirituality, that kind of thing. And I typically, in the first half of the year, would have 2, 3, 4 things for each life domain that I wanted to work on. And I have struggled a lot during the summer with my mental health. I do live with bipolar disorder. It's not been the greatest summer for me. I think we're on the upswing. In fact, I know we're on the upswing. I met with my psychologist again this week. Things are definitely looking better, but I still don't want to overwhelm myself. And so I'm only going to put 5 things, 1 thing per domain. Sometimes you have to keep it simple, and it's okay for things to be smaller when you need them to be smaller. See, I think I'm going to try to draw a straight line. That's not very straight, and we're okay with it. That one's better. I have to be able to spot where I'm going. And the mic was definitively in the way on that top one. Okay, just like that. Got myself a spot to write in 1 thing for each one of the domains. I have again printed myself some headers. So flipping back to August, I had printed myself some headers. I have done some of these things. I need to check these off. I had also printed myself some daily headers, and I decided that I liked those. So I have pre-printed myself headers for September and October. I could buy them off Etsy or from another sticker shop. They would peel off and be a whole lot easier to put down. But, you know, I can just print them myself as well, and that's what we are going to do. I do print my stickers on washi paper. I get it off Amazon. It's linked down below so that it doesn't bulk up my journal quite as much as some other things do. So it's super, super thin washi sticker paper, and it does come in, it's like an 8.5 by 11.5. I always have to trim a little bit of it off because it's a little bit longer than 8.5 by 11. And so for it to not get jammed up in the printer, I have to shave off about 1/2 inch. But other than that, it works perfectly. All right, so we have elements. I need the moons. We're going to put in our moon phases. The one thing I am going to skip, I think, is wellness and the voices. I'm not going to do a brain dump page. At least I'm not yet going to do a brain dump page. That's one thing that's different this month. I put a few things in the one for August, but I didn't really use it. I should use it. I need to use it. But I didn't. So we'll have to see. But we're going to put in the moons. We're going to put in the seasons. And we're going to put in some cool stuff, which is just things that I have on the calendar. We're not going to use the wellness one because today I got a phone call. I had a primary care physician appointment in September. They need me to call and reschedule it. And I did not have time to do that today after they left me the message. So now I don't know what date that's going to be. And then other things that I would have in here, I would have my therapy appointments. And my therapist and I made therapy appointments out for like 3 months. And then I just forgot about them. Well, now they've caught up. I have one therapy appointment and then no more. So now I got to see if I can get on her calendar. It's just an oversight on both of our parts. Not realizing that I don't have any appointments scheduled for September. So I have to try to get those, and hopefully I can get them at a time that is convenient for me. If you are lucky enough to be able to afford therapy, go to therapy. I think everyone needs therapy. Okay. And get out my little stencil and make some moons. Make some moon phases. I can do it without smudging since I'm using the fountain pen. Somebody asked how I'm liking the fountain pen. I like it. It's very smooth when I'm writing. It took me a minute to get used to it, but it is a Lamy Safari, which is like a training wheels for fountain pens for sure. It's definitely not one of the more expensive ones. I think that it was a good choice for my first one. Alright, so on the 3rd, we have a new moon. On the 11th, we have a first quarter moon. On the 18th is a full moon. And on the 24th is a last quarter moon. Down here on the 2nd, we're going to put in our holiday for the month. In the United States, this is our Labor Day holiday, so I won't have to be at work. On the 22nd, it is the equinox. Again, I am in the northern hemisphere, so it is the fall or autumn equinox for me. And then that's going to signal in the Sabbath of Mabon right there. And then some stuff going on in the month. On the 6th, the bullet journal community is doing a Bujo and ADHD session, which I'm very interested in since I'm navigating ADHD as well as bipolar disorder. And then the writing workshop that I signed up for in August on every Wednesday is extended all the way to December. And then the lady who facilitates it is retiring, which, fine, okay. But I've gone ahead and signed up for the September sessions. So the first one of those is on the 11th. On the 12th is the back half of the current season of Emily in Paris, which is a ridiculous show, but I love it. And then there's a show on Stars that I think I want to watch called 3 Women. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in here as a reminder. I don't have Stars right now. It's not in any of my subscription packages, so it may have to wait. But for now, we're going to stick it on there as a reminder. On the 15th is the 2025 Sterling Ink Common Planner launch for A5s. Now, this is an A5. This is a Sterling Ink Common Planner. I have not 1000% decided that I'm going to use a Common Planner next year. It's definitely in the choice selection, but now I have to make a decision before the 15th because I don't spend a ton of money on multiple planners. I pick one and I try to commit to it. And the only way that I would deviate from it is if I got to say March 2025 and it really wasn't working for me. And then I would hit up the planner forums and whatnot and see if somebody has one that isn't working for them that they want to sell and offload, or they bought too many. I would try not to buy one at full price. But now I have to make a decision. The only family decision that's been made was to buy my oldest son another Magic of Eye planner for his spiritual purposes. It's the only decision any of us have made as far as planners are concerned at this point. But if I'm going to get one, I'm going to need to order it on that day. It's pending. I do love the Sterling Ink Common Planner. I've enjoyed it. I didn't know moving into this how I felt about having a pre-printed planner, but the reason that I chose it is that it had some structure, but it wasn't fully 365 days structure that all of these notes pages back here, I could do whatever I want with them because they're not dated. There's not like a page per day. There is a page per day, but they're blank. And that's the reason that I chose the Sterling Ink Common Planner, so that I could get a little bit of structure and a lot of freedom. That's why I went with it the first time around. Okay, on the 17th, there is maybe on Hulu. I see these things and then I'll have to research where they're actually airing. But there is a docu-series on the 80s hair metal bands. Those are my people. Don't laugh. And it's called Nothing But a Good Time. Because why wouldn't it be called Nothing But a Good Time? I do remember it's on Paramount. It's on Paramount Plus, which I happen to have right now. And that's how it landed on my radar. You know, cycling in and out those subscriptions. Don't have them all at once. Pick and choose. And then on the 18th and the 25th, I have my writing group. So that's all we're going to stick in here right now. But bear in mind that I will end up with a doctor's appointment in here somewhere. I will end up with some therapy appointments in here somewhere. But as of today, trying to get this out a week early, in case any of y'all want to download the kit. I don't know where we're at there. Okay. And then I am not going to put a brain dump page back here. At least not yet. I might by the time we get to September 1st. But at this point in time, I'm thinking, no, not gonna do that. Flipping back just a little bit, I've left myself some blank pages. I have pretty much kept everything very minimal and black and white all month. This is in color because my therapist gave it to me this way and I cut it out and stuck it in here. But otherwise, I have kept things mostly minimal. And I didn't do a whole lot of daily logging during the days off of my birthday week. I was just floating from one thing to the next on my birthday and going from here to there to everywhere. General home tidiness. This might be my goal for September as well, but I've done a better job of it there. It was on my list because I was so depressed, and keeping things clean when you're depressed is not an easy thing to do. My son and I did have a really great date. Talked for a long time now that we don't live together. Doing great monitoring my mental health. That was my health and wellness goal. And I haven't done that yet, but I've reached out to the person I need to talk to. All right, well, let's jump back to the monthly. And I have added the Midori brass tabs. And y'all, they're heavy. Like those of you who use these regularly in your Hobonichis, in your, like, look how heavy that is. I like the look of them, but they're so damn heavy. I just don't know. All right, so again, here's August. And again, I kept it very, very simple. This is my memory keeping. Try to put one thing in here a day. So we have that on here, and we're gonna basically do the same thing for September. I'm gonna use this color and highlight this top row. And then I'm gonna cut out some knickknacks and be right back. Okay, I have cut some things out from my kit that we can stick in here, since this is, I don't know if this repeats like August. This will be just about the only place that I stick color other than my cover page. I don't know. Like I said, this might be my favorite kit, so I might go back to sticking some more color in just because I'm like, ooh, look at the purple. And y'all, I haven't loved purple in years. I mean, it's a fine color. There's colors I like least. All right, so September, where do I want to put that? I think I'm going to put that over there and maybe put Mount Fuji here with flower. Let's see, definitely sticking September there. And here is where I chose to sneak in with a little bit more of the pinky purple, a tribute to the Japanese cherry blossoms, which you will never, well, I don't know, never's a harsh word, but it is highly unlikely that you're ever going to see me do a cherry blossom theme, especially in cherry blossom months, because it's such a popular bullet journal choice for March or April. Let's see. Stick that right there. Give it a little bit more dimension. We're going to put this quote down here, and this one says, "It isn't pain or suffering that unmakes a person. It's only time." Put that right down there. Let's see. I'm going to put this peacock. Oh, I thought it would take up more space. Cut out some wisteria to stick over here with our peacock. Make it a little more interesting. And our peacock. It's so funny, y'all, that my son Kenny, that many of you know through his bullet journal, is not a fan of peacocks. Like, he thinks they're overrated and that kind of thing. And some weird little internet test or whatnot that had to do with, you're this kind of animal or that kind of animal. And of course, he got peacock. And I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. And I just kind of thought, well, it couldn't have happened to a better person. And then this is just like the garden with hanging wisteria. I thought it would be appropriate to stick on this page since it is the inspiration. I've talked about this before where someone had asked how I choose, like, the countries that I choose as inspiration, or, you know, even though I'm going with a color and a color door, sometimes I know immediately. Like last month, I knew that I wanted this minty color to coordinate with the Northern Lights, and therefore I was going to go Scandinavian of some kind. This one was a little bit more difficult, but I knew moving into fall, I wanted like a deep purple color. It's just a vibe I wanted without it being, you know, a leaf changing color. I just wanted a deep purple color, and I knew that I loved wisteria. And I just started bebopping around, and then I don't remember what I was looking at, and I thought, wait, I said, in addition to cherry blossoms, doesn't Japan also have wisteria? And so then I Googled it, and all of these stunning, amazing, beautiful gardens with trellises of hanging wisteria popped up. And I was like, ding, 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 bingo, that's the direction we're going. And that's just how it happens. It's how my brain works and puts certain things together. As usual, over here, I'm going to put some social statistics. It's not something that I stick on a spreadsheet or track really closely, and I just write them in here, kind of look at them from month to month and see, did they go up, did they go down? And if they go down, you know, that's okay, because not everyone is everyone's cup of tea. I have followed people before on various social media, and then for some reason or another, unfollowed them. Or I've followed them on maybe my personal account and unfollowed them from my Beth and Beyond account, or vice versa. Sometimes you can tell that a certain creator is making other things pop into your algorithm that maybe you don't want to see, and you have to clean up your algorithm. And sometimes that means unfollowing somebody. And we just can't take offense to that kind of thing, you know? It's okay if you hit the unsubscribe button. Will I be sad? Yes. But I understand it because I also do it. All right, so here is my September memory keeping page. We have got to set up my quarterly, and I'll tell you right now, I am way behind on my trackers. I'm way, way, way behind on my trackers for this month. I haven't put in my trackers for, what is today? Do I even know what today is? Today is the 23rd. So for 19 days, I haven't put in a tracker. I have the data, it's in my phone, but it doesn't show up all on one graph in my phone, which is why I like to put it in here. That's why I want it here. So I will need to take 5 minutes. That's about all it will take for me to catch up my trackers, but I will do that. There's been a couple of months where I've left a few days at the end of the month, but I've always managed to get mostly caught up. But let me pick an icon for September here, and we'll put in a dotted line where my ideal sleep marker is, and we'll be ready to go. All right, we're gonna put this little guy in here because I love him. I love these little cat statues anyway, but this one being all like purple, I love him. I want him to be real. Somebody want to sculpt me one? Okay, so 1 to 10. So for sleep, it's hours. For steps, it's 1,000, and for water, it's cups. But we track them all on a scale of 1 to 10. And then between 7 and 8 here, we're going to make a dotted line. It's going to be very faint. Might not even show up on camera. And it just helps my eye when I'm filling in my sleep tracker, because I typically get about 7.25 or 7.5 hours of sleep a night. There are exceptions. This night in July was 5.5 or 6. Sometimes it's even less than that. That typically happens if they can't fill my prescription for one of my main bipolar medications, because it helps me sleep. It shuts up the voices in my head so that I could actually go to sleep. And if I do not have it, I am an insomniac. Like, I won't sleep at all. And I can take like an over-the-counter Walmart, Kroger, Walgreens brand sleep aid, and I might get like 2 hours. It'll make me go to sleep. It's not good quality sleep, and it only lasts for a couple hours and I'm back up again. Sometimes it happens with medications. You go to refill it and they can't get it. Anyway. All right, so there is September. I think last time we looked at this page, I hadn't even finished my July trackers. So you can see I did come in and finish my July trackers, and I will catch up my August trackers. I am terrible at habit trackers. I keep trying and I keep failing. And just keep try again. Here is September ready to go for memory keeping. And then we will pop back here to the Amethyst store, which I love, and I hope you like it as well. If you like this video, you'll know what to do. Please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one.